When I'm working with someone one-on-one and they're feeling like they have no choices, one of the questions I might ask is, what can you get responsible for? I'm not saying that they're not a responsible person, but there's something they're playing victim to. There's some lie they're telling themselves. They have to keep the job. They can't talk to their boss. So it's a point of view. It's a way of seeing life, and it's a way of seeing yourself. It's a perspective. Your perspective is given by your emotion. So any situation is going to be seen differently based on where that person hangs out emotionally. One of the ways you can start to become curious about your own experience and where you are emotionally and learn to identify that is by starting to pay attention to your point of view or your perspective, in other words, your stories. It's not the totality of who you're being, but it can start to give you a sense of it. So I keep saying, notice who you're being. It's not just notice what you're doing that creates that outcome. It's notice who you're being, which includes your emotional state and your story about it. And so what we tend to do when someone is in an emotional state we can't be with is we start to resist, right? And that's what tanks our own emotional state. Maybe we're in a really happy place and a spouse comes blazing through the door in anger and frustration, and you're just like, can't be with it, and you tank, right? And it seemed like they did that to you. Well, what actually happened is you could not be with what they have going on. And so you went with them. You joined them. That's what a lot of people do. We will join the lowest emotional state in the room instead of hold our space and bring the room up. So making the shift from being externally directed to being more internally directed means that we stop complying with other people's expectations sometimes. To become internally directed, we just keep clarifying for ourselves our values, and this naturally increases our integrity and our compassion, which increases our confidence, and that increases our authenticity, and that increases our ability to engage with others. Because when you're in leadership state, remember, you're not in an experience of fear. You're in that flow state. You can be here right now, allowing and accepting exactly where you are.